Hey everyone, and welcome to your practice. Today is going to be 45 minutes of a dynamic vinyasa flow, and we're going to be focusing on releasing tension in the shoulders. So before we get started, grab yourself a blanket if you have sensitive knees, or if you just want to be nice and comfortable, and a brick or something similar like a bottle or a tin can, something that's going to help bring you up and away from the floor to give you more stability and support. So I want you to start seated today. I'm going to sit back on my heels, we're not going to be here for too long, but if you'd prefer you can come to a cross-legged position. If you need bolsters or blankets or anything like that underneath your knees, then please feel free to do so. Prop yourself up nicely, or if you need to sit against a wall, then do that as well to help keep your spine straight. If none of those work, please feel free to come down to lie on your back. We're going to close the eyes and take a moment to listen. Listen to your breath and listen to the rhythm of your heartbeat. If you can't feel your heartbeat, imagine it. Now let's elongate the breath. Slower breath in and a slower breath out. Not thinking just yet about where the breath is going, but just thinking about a longer breath. And then feel your heart rate slow down, or imagine your heart rate slowing down. Now imagine the space in between your ears and shoulders getting longer. So with that you might feel a gentle drop of the shoulders. You might feel a slight lift of the ears and a lengthening of the neck. If you're lying down on your back now, please come to seated. Make yourself up, make your way up slowly. Then you're going to drop your chin towards your chest to lengthen out the back of the neck. And then lift your chin up towards the ceiling to stretch out the throat. We're going to connect this to breath. So as you exhale, you're going to drop your chin to the chest. And as you inhale, you're going to lift your chin up towards the ceiling. 3 more times like that. No rush. Nice, guys. Last round. Bring the head back to center when you're ready. Let the inhale lift your shoulders up towards your ears. And with a sudden exhale, drop them down. Inhale to draw them up towards the ears. And exhale, suddenly drop them down. Once more like that. Inhale to draw the shoulders up. And exhale to drop them down. Nice, guys. Drop your chin to the chest. Let your eyes flicker open. Bring yourself into tabletop. I'm just going to spin around. So now you're facing towards the front of your mat. Hands are directly underneath shoulders and knees directly underneath hips. We're going to go for 3 cat-cows, and then we're going to go for a free flow cat-cow. So as you inhale, draw the chest forwards, allow the tailbone to lift up. And as you exhale, round through the spine, draw the shoulder blades up towards the ceiling and really let your chin drop down towards your chest. Keep going like that with your own breath, inhaling to come forwards and exhaling to draw it back. And I just want you to be aware of what the spine feels like. And don't judge what your body can do. Depending on the time of day and what day it is, your body will be different. So no judgment. Just let your body move the way it wants to today. Now once you've done 3 of those, start to free flow with your cat-cows. So maybe you want to start moving the rib cage around. Perhaps you want to start moving the head around in circles. Perhaps you want to drop the belly, draw that around in circles. If you close your eyes now, then not only does it take away any feelings of insecurity, but it allows you to start to connect into different parts of the body. When you take away one of the senses, all of your other senses are slightly heightened. So you might be able to feel more as you've got your eyes closed. So don't worry about what this looks like. Just think about what it feels like. What does it feel like in your body to just move? And are you having to think about the movement, or are you allowing your body to just take you round? That might seem flimsy to start off with, but once you really are able to get into the body, you can actually just let it move the way it wants to without thought. Nice, guys. We're going to take a puppy dog pose now. So once you finish free flowing, take your time if you need more time. Take your hands towards the front 2 corners of your mat, and then you're going to let your chest drop down towards the ground. If the ground is quite far away from you, grab a blanket, fold it up a couple of times, or a pillow might be even better, and just use that to bring the floor up towards you. Make sure you can still breathe though. If you have sensitive knees, you can use the blanket underneath the knees to pad yourself up. Two more breaths here. Lovely, guys. Starting to walk the hands back again, coming back into your tabletop. I always like doing this when we're doing shoulder stuff. So we're going to lift the right arm up towards the ceiling for a twist, and as you exhale, feed your right arm underneath the left to rest the right hand side of the face to the ground. This is a nice stretch out for your shoulder, for the big muscle that attaches your shoulder to your neck, the trap, and then you're going to lift your left arm up towards the ceiling and find a little bit of a rotation through the mid part of your spine, your upper back. You're going to bend up your left elbow, maybe take the left arm behind your back. Ground down the right hand side of your face. Press down through your right arm towards the ground. Then start to extend your left leg towards the back of the mat. Keep your core nice and engaged. And if you want to have a little go, you can start to lift that left foot away from the floor. You might topple over, don't worry if you do. It's a tricky balance if you haven't done this with me before. If you want to go a little deeper, left knee bends, take hold of the left toes, and maybe start to draw that left knee up towards the ceiling. Each variation of this is a little bit more advanced, and each variation means that you have to press a little harder into that right arm to find stability. So you're getting a really good stretch into the right shoulder. Take another breath in, and as you exhale, release that left leg down to the ground. Take that left arm forwards, slide the right arm up, and then reach the right arm forwards, coming back into your puppy dog pose. Notice how your right arm feels in comparison to your left. Take a breath here. And then slowly walk your hands back, so you're coming back into your tabletop. Left arm lifts up towards the ceiling for a twist. Exhale, feed your left arm underneath the right side of your body. Rest the left hand side of your face to the ground. Right arm lifts up towards the ceiling for a twist. Then bend up the right arm. Take the right arm behind the back. Maybe it hooks onto the front of the left thigh. You're finding rotation through the mid part of your spine, your upper back. And then ground down through the left hand side of your face. Ground down through the left arm. Perhaps starting to slide that right leg back. Maybe starting to lift that right leg away from the ground. Maybe bending up the right knee. Maybe taking hold of the right toes with the right hand. Perhaps starting to lift that right knee up towards the ceiling. Remembering that if you fall, don't worry. Just like I did, you can give yourself a little fall and then come back into it. Keep pressing down. Perhaps starting to reach that right knee just a little higher. Then slowly releasing the right leg, taking the right arm forwards, and then sending the left arm forwards to come back into your Anahatasana, melting heart pose or puppy dog pose. Breathing into the left arm, left shoulder. And then slowly starting to walk your hands back up. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, come up into your first downward facing dog. Have a pedal out through the feet, bend one knee then the other. Let your head hang heavy. Then nod your head yes. Shake your head no. And then nod your head yes again. Really let your head hang from your neck. Then draw your shoulders away from the ears. And then try to part them just slightly. So you're drawing them outwards as well as up and away. Keeping the neck long. Draw your navel back towards your spine. And then find stillness once you've had a few times of pedaling out the feet. As you inhale, you're going to scoop the belly in. You're going to round through the lower back, then the mid back, then the upper back. And as you do so, you're going to roll yourself forwards into a plank pose. Once you're in plank, take a breath in and a breath out. Squeeze your glutes. Then bring your right hand onto your left shoulder and then take the right hand back down. Bring the left hand onto your right shoulder. Take the left hand back down. Once more each side. Right hand onto left shoulder. Right hand back down. Left hand onto right shoulder. Left hand back down. Take your knees to the ground. Send your chest towards the floor, bending the elbows back. Keep your pelvis lifted. Then slide your pelvis to the ground. Draw your chest forwards and roll your shoulder blades down the back. Coming into a deeper variation than your regular baby cobra, which is here. Push into the floor just a little to get a little bit more height through the chest. Make sure your glutes are still switched on and your lower back is happy. As you exhale, release your belly, tuck your toes, send the pelvis back to the heels and lift all the way up into your downward facing dog. Another little pedal through the feet if your body needs it. Then again, finding your stillness in downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. A long breath out. As you inhale, round through the lower back, mid back, upper back. Roll your shoulders over the wrists to find plank. Left hand onto a right shoulder. Bring the left hand back down to the floor. Right hand onto the left shoulder. Right hand back down. Left hand onto right shoulder. Left hand back down. Right hand onto left shoulder. Right hand back down. Knees to the ground. Keep the pelvis lifted. Lower the chest. Slide your belly to the floor. Lift your chest forwards. Roll your shoulder blades down the back. Slight pressure through the hands to come into a deeper cobra. Exhale, release your belly. Send your hips back to the heels. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips. Downward facing dog. As you inhale, bring your left foot to the midline of the mat. Lift your right heel up towards the ceiling into a three-legged dog. As you exhale, bring your right knee to your nose. You're going to pause there and hover just for a moment. Inhale, take your right heel back up into three-legged dog. Exhale, step your right foot in between the hands or as close as you can get it. Plant your left hand down to the ground. This is where you might need your brick or tin can or bottle, whatever you're using. You'll lift your right arm up towards the ceiling. This just helps to bring the floor a little bit further up. If you don't need it, feel free to keep your left hand on the ground. From here, you're going to take your right arm all the way around to the back, then down, then forwards and up. So you're finding space in that right shoulder joint as you move all the way around. Really imagine that your circles of the arm, the circling of the hand is as big and as round as possible. So you're really reaching all the way around. Next, exhale, bring your right hand to the floor. Take away the brick, step your left foot up to the top of the mat. Bend both knees generously, let your torso hang over the thighs. Take your hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, and draw your arms beyond the head, releasing through the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Exhale to release the arms down towards the ground. And as you inhale, scoop your belly in to roll yourself all the way up to standing, one vertebra at a time. Easy, easy, slowly, slowly, until you come up to standing. 3 shoulder rolls. The inhale lifts the shoulders up. The exhale slides the shoulders down the back. Inhale, roll shoulders up. Exhale, slide shoulders down the back. Last one. Inhale, shoulders roll up. Exhale, slide them down the back. The inhale takes the arms all the way around and up. Let the palms meet. Bring the hands together, interlace the fingers, but leave the first finger pointing up. Keep your core engaged, keep your glutes engaged, lift your chest up and take a mini back bend. As you exhale, fold forwards, take the hands to the ground. Inhale as you lengthen halfway, lift flat back. Exhale, take the hands down, step your right foot to the back of the mat, leave the left foot where it is. Lower your right knee to the ground, the inhale lifts the arms up. The exhale sinks the pelvis down towards the left heel. From here, take your left arm across your body. Take your right arm underneath the left. Draw the left arm across and draw the left shoulder down. Squeeze into your right glutes, making sure that you're still supported in your hips. And then see if you can sink your hips just a little deeper. 2 more breaths. Next, inhale, let the arms both lift up. Mini back bend if that feels good. Exhale, take the hands to the ground. Send your left foot to the back of the mat, finding plank. And as you exhale, either knees chest like we were doing before, or chaturanga, bring the elbows in towards the body, holding when you get to 90 degrees. Inhale as you lift up into your up dog, still engaging through the core and the glutes. The chest is lifting up, and as you exhale, you take it back into your downward facing dog. We've got 3 breaths here. If you want to go a little deeper, bring the tips of your thumbs together, lower the elbows to the ground, walk the feet forwards towards the elbows and hold. Feel like you're lifting up and away from your shoulder joints and keeping the length through the spine. You might need to bend your knees a little if it starts to feel too intense in your hamstrings or too intense in your lower back. Good. If you've got your elbows down to the ground, see if you can part the hands, press into the hands, bring yourself up, both at the same time or one at a time if both is unavailable. Take right foot to center line of the mat. The inhale lifts the left heel high into 3-legged dog. Exhale, bring your left knee to your nose, pause there and hover. Inhale, left heel lifts up into 3-legged dog. Exhale, use your core, step left foot in between the hands. Nice, guys. From here, you're going to send your left arm up towards the ceiling. That right hand can ground down onto a brick or onto a tin can or something like that. Left arm lifts up, and then you're making those circles. So you're taking left arm back and down and forwards and up. So really, again, trying to make these circles as big, as wide as possible. And really finding space in the left shoulder joint. Notice what's going on there. Can you actually get yourself into the left shoulder? Feel exactly what's happening. Find more space, more strength. Make those circles as big and as wide as possible. Really indulge in this movement. Taking both hands back down to the floor, move your brick if you're using it. Right foot steps up to the top of the mat. Inhale to lengthen through spine. Exhale to fold your body forwards, bend your knees, take your arms behind the back. Interlace your fingers the opposite way this time, so the way that feels slightly uncomfortable, and then draw your shoulders, your arms beyond your head. Another breath in. A breath out to release your hands. And inhale to scoop the belly in to roll yourself all the way up to standing, keeping your arms and your head heavy. Once you arrive up, shoulders roll up to the ears with the inhale. Slide them down the back with the exhale. Twice more. Really connect movement and breath. Last one. Inhale, take the arms round and up. Interlacing the fingers again the opposite way, so probably the way that feels slightly uncomfortable, but just leaving the first fingers pointing up. Lift the fingers up, squeeze your glutes, core engaged, mini back bend. Exhale as you fold forwards. Inhale as you lengthen, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, take the hands down, just left foot stepping to the back of the mat. Left knee to the ground, inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale to sink your hips. Then taking right arm across the body, left arm goes underneath, draw the arm across and draw the right shoulder down. Make sure your left glutes are switched on so you're still protecting your joints, and then sink your hips down towards your right ankle. 2 breaths. One more inhale, lifts the arms up. The exhale takes the hands down. Step your right foot to the back of the mat. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, either knees, chest or chaturanga. Inhale to lift up and find your up dog or baby cobra or full cobra. And exhale to take it back into your downward facing dog. 3 breaths. If you want to go deeper, again, the tips of the thumbs together. Bend the elbows. Lower yourself down onto your forearms. Relax your jaw. Keep breathing. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, we'll all lower the knees to the ground, send the pelvis back to the heels, untuck the toes, come to rest in child's pose. Lower your forehead to the ground, take the arms behind the back, interlace the fingers. Just let your arms rest on your back. This helps to give yourself a little bit of pressure into the lower back, to give yourself a little bit of an adjustment to find more length through the spine. It's also a really nice way to let your shoulders just hang down towards the ground. Connect back to your breath. Lovely, reaching the arms forwards, coming back up to tabletop, tucking the toes, lifting the hips back into downward facing dog. The next inhale, right foot lifts up towards the ceiling for 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend the right knee, stack the right hip on top of the left. As you exhale, you're going to bring your right knee all the way around to your right elbow, then round to your left elbow. Then you're going to take it all the way back round, back into your open 3-legged dog. As you inhale, lengthen right leg and drop the right hip down. As you exhale, step your right foot in between the hands. As you inhale, rise up into your high lunge. As you exhale, sink the hips. As you inhale, lengthen your right leg. And as you exhale, turn your left toes out to the side and take your left heel to the ground. Open the arms out wide. From here, we're going to come into our reverse triangle. So left arm goes to the left leg. Right arm lifts up towards the ceiling. Keep your right knee engaged, keep your inner thighs drawing together and press down through your feet. From here, take your left arm behind your back and take your left hand to the middle of your shoulder blades. I'll turn around so you can see me. So you've got your left hand to the middle of your shoulder blades, your right arm lifting up, then you're going to maybe bend up your right arm, maybe take hold of the fingers. If you can't take that, just take hold of your top. And then from there, you're going to press your head against the right arm to get a stretch into the tricep and into the shoulder. Try not to sink back into that left hip, lifting up and away. Both legs engaged, inner thighs drawing together. Another breath in. Exhale, unravel. Take it down into a Trikonasana, right hand to inside of right leg. Either holding here, or you can take a brick, place that to the front of your right ankle, and place the right hand on the brick. Make sure your right knee is engaged, lifting up. That right hip is drawing back and pressing down through the left foot. Reach the left fingertips just a little higher. Then as you exhale, reach your left fingertips forwards, forwards, forwards. Then take the left hand down towards the ground. And you might need to bend your right knee for this one. Take your brick away if you're not using it. Turn your right toes in and take your hands over towards the left hand side of your mat. Take an inhale to lengthen and exhale to fold forwards. Take your first two fingers around your big toes. Another inhale to find length through your spine. Another exhale to fold a little deeper in between the legs. Top of the head reaching for the ground. Elbows drawing out to the side. Weight drawing forwards into the balls of the feet. Relax your jaw. Find length through the neck. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to bend your right knee. Walk your hands over to frame your right foot as everything turns to face the front of your mat. Press down through your hands. Step your right foot back into plank. Your variation of Vinyasa flow, or if you don't want to do a Vinyasa flow, knees, chest or chaturanga, you can just take it straight up into your downward facing dog. If you need to rest at any point, you bring the knees to the ground and send it back into child's pose. We've got another 2 breaths here. If you're not already, bring yourself back into your downward facing dog. Left side. Left heel lift up into 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend left knee, stack left hip on top of the right. As you exhale, bring your left knee over towards your left elbow, then round towards your right. Take it back round to your left, all the way open into your open 3-legged dog. Inhale to lengthen left legs, draw left hip down. Exhale, step left foot in between the hands. Inhale as you rise up into your high lunge. Exhale as you sink the pelvis just a little. Inhale to lengthen your left leg. Exhale, take your right foot, heel to the ground as your right toes open out to the side. Arms open out wide. And then you're going to come into your reverse triangle. So left arm lifts up, right hand goes onto the back of right thigh. Your knees are engaged, your inner thighs are drawing together, you're pressing down through your feet and your glutes are active. Take your right arm behind your back, maybe you're hooking your right hand to the middle of your shoulder blades, maybe bending up the left arm and taking hold of the fingers. Again, if it doesn't reach, just take hold of your top. From there, you're going to press your head against your left arm, come into a mini back bend, lifting your chest up, but try not to sink down into that right hip. Really lift up and away. Another breath in. Exhale to unravel. Take your arms wide. Then take it down to Trikonasana. Left hand to inside of left leg. That brick can come to the front of your left ankle if you need some support. Keep your right arm lifting up and breathe. Relax your jaw. Feel like the top of the head is reaching forwards. Next inhale, see if you can lift your right fingertips just a little bit higher. And then exhale, reach your right fingertips all the way forwards, forwards, forwards. Keep reaching And then taking that right hand down towards the ground, you might need to bend into your left knee. And then turn your left toes in as you walk your hands over to the right hand side of your mat. From here, take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, draw your arms beyond the head and come into a forward fold that way. This might feel too intense for your hamstrings. If it does, feel free to just take your hands back down to the ground to give yourself some more support. If you're really far away from the floor, again, you can use your brick. Bring the weight forwards into the balls of the feet, relaxing the jaw. Last breath. With the exhale, let your arms release. Take the hands back down to the floor. Walk your hands over to frame your left foot, bending into your left knee. Everything facing forwards, press your hands down, step your left foot back to plank. Take it through Vinyasa, knees, chest or chaturanga into up dog or baby cobra. And if you want to take it straight back into your down dog, please feel free to take it straight back there. We've got 3 breaths once we arrive, and if you prefer, you can come down into your child's pose. Lovely, guys. Again, the right foot lifts up to 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend into your right knee, stack the right hip on top of the left. This time taking it down into wild thing, so right foot goes over to left side of mat. Lift the hips up as you reach the right arm up and back. As you exhale from here, you're going to bring your hips down towards the ground so you end up facing the back of the mat. Right arm comes down towards the ground, and then as you lift back up, right arm lifts up and back towards the front of your mat. Once more like that, bring it all the way down, being really stable on that left shoulder. And inhale to bring it up. Exhale, take your right hand back down to the ground, and then step your right foot in between the hands. Inhale, rise up into your high lunge. Exhale, sink your hips down towards the ground. Inhale here. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Press down through your right foot. Slowly shift your weight forwards, bring that left knee in towards your chest. Take your arms up towards the ceiling. Then take your arms all the way round towards the side, pausing when your arms get to parallel to the floor. Keep them there as you fly your left leg back into your warrior 3. Keep flying. Take your arms behind your back. Perhaps now you can interlace your fingers and slide your shoulder blades together. If that's not available, keep your arms flying out to the side. Take a breath in. As you exhale, maybe start to pivot so you're folding over that right leg. Stabilizing through the front leg and finding that stretch through the shoulders. Take another breath in. As you exhale, slowly lower that left foot to the ground. Slowly lift your chest up towards the ceiling. Keep your shoulder blades drawing back and slide your fist down the back of your left leg. Really opening up through the chest, shining the heart high. Take another breath in. And as you exhale, release the hands down to the ground. Step your right foot back into plank, and this time you're lowering yourself all the way down to the earth. From here, take your right hand towards the right hand side of your mat, let it go beyond. You're going to keep your right hand in line with your right shoulder. Take your left hand underneath your left shoulder, then peel yourself away from the ground, turning yourself onto the right hand side. Now your left leg can stay on top of your right leg, or you can bring your left knee forwards if you don't want to go as far. If you want to go further, your left foot goes towards your right hand. You can take a pillow or a blanket underneath your head, or you can just let your head rest down to the floor. Left fingertips slide towards the left hand side of your mat, And you're going to hold here for 4 more breaths. Last breath. Lovely. Sliding that left leg back, coming back onto your front. Take the hands underneath the shoulders, roll the shoulder blades down the back, lift the heart and chest forwards. Belly drops down towards the floor, then send your pelvis up and back into downward facing dog. Take a cleansing breath in and a sigh out through the mouth. One more like that. Release your neck and shoulders. Inhale and exhale. As you inhale, lift your left heel high into 3-legged dog. As you exhale, bend your left knee, stack your left hip on top of the right. Send your left foot over towards the right hand side of your mat, wild thing. Lift your left arm up and back towards the front of your mat. As you exhale, slowly lower your pelvis down towards the ground, so you're now facing towards the back of the mat. Inhale to lift the body all the way back up. Exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, lift it back up. And exhale, bring it back down. Good, lifting all the way back up. And then taking left hand to the floor, stepping left foot up to the top of the mat. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, sink the hips. Inhale here. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. Start to shift your weight now onto your left foot again. Then bring your right knee in towards your chest. Nice, guys. Take the arms all the way up. Then exhale, draw them all the way round, making the big semicircle until your arms become parallel to the floor. Then fly your right leg back into your warrior 3, bending slightly into your left leg. Now see if you can take your arms behind your back and interlace your fingers. If they don't reach, just take your arms back out to the side. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, starting to fold over that left leg. Don't worry if you fall, just reset. Keep breathing and relax your jaw. One more breath in. And then take the right foot to the back of the mat. Keeping your fingers interlaced, lift your chest up as you slide your fist down the back of your right leg. Opening up the heart and chest, drawing the shoulder blades together. Really find space in your joints. Take another breath in and exhale to release it out to the ground. Send your left foot back into plank and then lower yourself all the way down to the ground. The left arm extends out to the side, right hand underneath right shoulder. Peel yourself onto the left side of your body. Legs can stay on top of each other. You can bring that right knee in so that you've got more support, or you can slide those right toes towards the left hand. Then slowly sliding that right arm over towards the right hand side of the mat and beyond, and holding here for 4 more breaths. Take another breath in. Exhale to release and take the body back down to the ground. Take your hands towards the front 2 corners of your mat. Then imagine there are lines coming out of the corners of your mat and slide your hands along it. Then you're going to bring your fingertips towards the ground, so you're making a little tent shape with your hands. If you need to have a look, just have a little look, because I might not have explained that properly. So from there, you're going to press down through your fingertips and lift your chest up. Make sure your glutes are engaged, so instead of this happening, you want to push your pelvis to the ground to make sure they're engaged, and then release it out. If you need a little bit of a more height, then bring your hands a little bit closer. Inhale to lift your chest up, and exhale to release it down. Sorry, I'm finding it difficult to speak today. My words don't seem to be happening. Inhale as you lift your chest up, and from here you're going to drop your right shoulder down towards the middle of your mat. So you should feel a nice little stretch. It might not be very far, but it should feel like a good stretch in that right shoulder. Inhale to bring it back up, roll the shoulder back, and exhale to drop the left shoulder to the midline of the mat. Inhale to roll the shoulder up and back. Last 2 times, once each side, drop the right shoulder in, roll it back and up. Left shoulder drops in, roll it up and back. And as you exhale, release your belly, your chest down to the ground. Take your hands underneath the shoulders, tuck your toes, lift your hips, take it up and back into your down dog. Take the tips of the thumbs together, lower your forearms to the ground. Bring your feet as close towards your elbows as feels physically possible. You can take a slight bend in your knees, or you can have the legs completely long. You can either hold here, you can come to child's pose, or you can have a little strengthening exercise with me, bringing the nose to the thumbs and then shifting the weight back. Bring the nose to the thumbs, shift the weight back. Twice more like that. Nose to thumbs, shift the weight back. Nose to thumbs, shift the weight back. Nice, guys. Lower your knees to the ground and send the pelvis back to the heels. Rest in child's pose. Roll yourself up to seated. Take the pelvis off to one side, swing the legs around to the front, and lower yourself down to the floor. Reach the fingertips forwards, scoop your belly in, slowly lower yourself down, vertebra by vertebra. Once you're there, give yourself a little hug, wrap your arms around your body. Breathe into the pressure of your arms wrapping around your body like you're giving yourself a hug. We don't seem to be able to hug anyone at the moment, or we can't hug anyone at the moment unless you're living with them. So give yourself a nice hug now and breathe into that pressure. Just switch the arms. Still getting a bit of a stretch. You can sort of slide your hands as far around your body as possible. When you hug, you release hormones in your brain. So you're just giving yourself a hug to release those hormones. Nice, guys. Just release the arms, take the arms up towards the ceiling, roll the wrists around in circles 3 times one way and 3 times the other way. Lift your arms up as far away from the floor as possible so your shoulders actually come away from the floor, and then with the exhale, drop them down. Inhale to lift the shoulders up, and exhale, just drop the shoulders down, leave the arms long. Once more, inhale, lift them up, stretch. Exhale, drop them down. And then slowly, like your arms are made of feathers, lower your arms down to the ground. Feel them settle to the ground like snow. Take a deep breath. and sigh out. Deep breath. Sigh out. Feel the tension around your shoulders and your neck release. Relax your jaw. Relax the tongue inside the mouth. Relax your cheeks. Relax your throat. Relax the muscles around your chest. Imagine your shoulders are getting wider. And heavier. Imagine a smile spread from your heart across your chest and into your shoulders. Start to move the fingers and the toes. Bend your elbows and notice which muscles are needed to bring the forearms away from the ground. If you want to do that again, you can just take the arms back down and then really slowly lift them up. What muscles switch on? Which muscle feels more laboured than the others? It'll be bicep, but there'll be some in the shoulders as well. And just roll the wrists around in space. Just moving the hands. And then when you're ready, give yourself a good old stretch. Bring energy back into the fingers and toes, perhaps bringing the fingers into the fist and then flicking them back out. And then rolling yourself over onto one side. And then lifting yourself up to a seat. Close the eyes down once you're there. Feel the length in between your shoulders and your ears. Feel that space lengthen. Bring the hands to your heart center. Take the thumbs to your third eye. Bow the chin to the chest. Thank you guys. Thanks so much for joining. I hope you have a lovely day. If you haven't already, there's a subscription link to some more videos over here, and there's one over here as well, and also a description in the link down below to become a member. I hope to see you in the studio again, guys, soon, and I hope to see you online soon. Take care.